Hello, I'm the Progressive Disciple, and I am taking a journey through the Bible, and I'm inviting you to join me. Today, we are covering Lamentations, all 5 verses. Lamentations is a series of 5 poems. 4 of these poems consist of a form where each line starts a new letter of the Hebrew alphabet. The book of Lamentations is concerned with the siege of Judah, which took place between 589 BC to 587 BC, a period of 2.5 years. So let's begin. In Lamentations chapter 1, verse 14, it says, "My sins have been bound into a yoke by my hands, and they were woven together. They have been hung on my neck, and the Lord has sapped my strength. He has given me into the hands of those I cannot withstand." In Lamentations chapter 4, verse 20, it says, "The Lord's anointed, our very life breath, were caught in their traps. We thought that under his shadow we would live among the nations." Politically speaking, Judah would never have the prestige that it once had. Only until the Maccabean revolution would they once again become independent. It must have been a great loss. I remember hearing stories of my Uncle Bill. When he came back from the European theater, he told my mom, "We must never, ever lose a war." What he had witnessed there in Europe was terrifying. In Lamentations chapter 2, verses 20 and 21, it says, "Look, Lord, and consider, whom have you ever treated like this? Should women eat their own offspring, the children they have cared for? Should priests and prophets be killed in the sanctuary of the Lord? Young and old lie together in dust of the streets. My young men and young women have fallen by the sword. You have slain them in the day of your anger. You have slaughtered them without pity." And in Lamentations chapter 4, verse 10, it says, "With their own hands, compassionate women have cooked their own children, who became their food when my people were destroyed." The desperation of the people during the siege was very great. I remember hearing a story, I believe it is from Leningrad. Food was very scarce, and one woman was sharing what food she had with her children and her husband. One woman said that she was crazy to do such a thing. "Feed your husband," she told her. Of course, her children ended up dying anyway, and so did her husband, and she was left alone. In Lamentations chapter 5, verses 11 and 12, it says, "Women have been violated in Zion, and virgins in the towns of Judah. Princes have been hung up by their hands. Elders are shown no respect." This verse caught my eye because I've been thinking of the injustice of war. I think about stories I have heard from World War II, particularly after the fall of Berlin, how Russian soldiers would rape women with no consequences. Of course, I have also heard that the Allied soldiers also committed rape. In Lamentations chapter 3, verses 19 through 27, it says, "I remember my affliction and my wandering, the bitterness and the gall. I will remember them, and my soul is downcast within me. Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion. Therefore I will wait for him. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, to the one who seeks him. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. It is good for a man to bear the yoke while he is young. In Lamentations chapter 5, verses 19 through 22, it says, You, Lord, reign forever. Your throne endures from generation to generation. Why do you always forget us? Why do you forsake us so long? Restore us to yourself, Lord, that we may return. Renew our days as of old, unless you have utterly rejected us and are angry with us beyond measure. Even during the siege and the days afterward, some people still had hope in the Lord, and I find this exhilarating. So, what does Lamentations mean to me? The hope is always in the Lord. Even when times are tough, it is good to have faith in the Lord. I also think about social justice and the crimes that war can produce. We must insist that our military follow law. And so this concludes my thoughts about Lamentations. And that means that it is time for another lottery. I have the slips of paper left from the last time I did a lottery, with the exceptions of Ecclesiastes and Lamentations. So let me mix these up, and pick one more. Here we go. Our next book that we will study is the third epistle of John. It's only one chapter, so I will definitely cover this in one session. I am the Progressive Disciple, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.